Hey everybody, AirBike update time. So to start off first, I'm changing the way I do my updates. They're going to be between 4 and 5 minutes because I'm getting kind of a little feedback from people that they would love to have the update, but they don't need all the stuff I've done that's part of that update. So I'm going to create two types of video, an instructional video on how I do and build things, but an update video is going to be less than 5 minutes, okay? Hopefully less than 4. So let's dive into this. My fuel tank is done, 100% done. I pressure tested up to 6 PSI a second time, held it for 48 hours. It's made out of 1/8 inch 6061 aluminum. I used my Eastwood TIG welder, which my TIG 200 is one of the greatest investments I've ever made. I absolutely love to TIG weld. If I could just TIG weld all the time, I would TIG weld all the time. I'd go through a lot of argon though. The fuel tank is right at 4 gallons. The plans for the AirBike showed a 2.5 gallon gas tank mounted right here. So I don't have the 5 gallon limit. I'm like about 3 ounces under 4 gallons on this thing. So, you know, I've gotten people ask me, why did I put the fuel tank there? Well, that's where the AirBike instructions show it, where they show a 2.5 gallon. Now mine is almost 4. I've had people talk about putting the fuel tanks in the seat, putting them in the wings. Look, everybody, I want to do that just simple. I tried to find fuel tanks for seats, and the way this fuselage is made, it would raise the seat up. It wouldn't work. But the fuel tank is done. Rudder cables. I got the rudder cables installed. The way they work is they're like a bicycle brake system, but it's the heavy-duty cable. The cable housing is held to the fuselage with little chromoly tubes. Those are really hard to get welded and get the geometry right. Took an awful lot of time. Took a lot of patience, perseverance to get it right. But I didn't like the way that the cable housing just sat inside those tubes and then they set in the directions to zip tie it. So I 3D printed these really cool little bushings that hold everything in place. And I just love the way it worked out. Okay, the cables right now are a mock-up. I don't think these are going to be flying hardware because I have to take them off when I go to sandblast and paint the fuselage, and each end of the rudder cable has a NicoPress fitting. So you can't take it back apart. You're going to have to cut it off. Now the housing will be fine, but the actual cable, and the cable's hooked up right now. I mean, my rudder works. So that's really, really exciting. Flying wires. I've got the flying wires on the tail now, and the flying wires are what holds the horizontal and vertical stabilizer all square to the fuselage and gives me all my strength and rigidity back there. So the turnbuckles are from Aircraft Spruce. All the hardware will be AN type hardware, the bolts and nuts. And the little tabs that hold everything together is made out of .050 4130 chromoly. Now, it really made me nervous because it felt really thin and it wasn't flimsy, it just felt thin. So I did put it in a vise, did a pull test, got to 250 pounds, didn't elongate the holes. So I guess the .050 4130 is plenty strong enough for it. And I'm just super excited, everybody, to have the flying wires on the tail of this airplane because it's really starting to become a real airframe. Now, I don't know if that's flying hardware because everything I'm doing right now is just to make sure the fuselage fits together. I might end up making another set of flying wires that will become the flying hardware. The next update will be for the tail wheel. I've ordered all the parts for the tail wheel and all the parts for the engine mount. Now, I've gotten down to 3 engines I think I want. I'm still a year away from being able to afford the engine, or maybe 2 years now with Corona. Because I am making less money right now. But the 3 engines, I'm not going to tell you what they are because everybody goes on the internet and tries to be a know-it-all. They try to Google. If you haven't bought an engine, don't give me your input, okay? I've had so many people say, well, I read here that this engine throws rods. Then I talk to somebody who's got that engine for 5 years and says, I've never heard of that engine throwing a rod. So that's it, everybody. Like and subscribe to my YouTube. There's a little bell somewhere on the screen here you can click and get my instant updates. And everybody rock on. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Be safe, everybody. Rock on. Bye.